Huh. Rustic. Ooh, nice. Free dirt. You know, I think I kind of like it here. Good walls. Strong foundation. What do you think, Mr. Bones?
Looks a little bare bones to me. I love it!
It's that time again. 31 days, 31 moons. It's Halloween Horrorfest Spooktacular.
Oh, hey Mom, it's me, your son. Well, looks like I managed to get myself out of that dark, spooky forest and into this charming little cabin in the woods. You know what they say, out of the frying pan and into the fire, because this place is clearly warm and inviting. Oh, well you looky there, a welcoming committee. Well, might as well go introduce myself. On second thought, I'm just gonna make myself at home right here. Hey, they've even got an Alexa. This cabin has everything. Speaking of the dead rising, this little cabin is a perfect getaway for the oncoming zombie apocalypse. Which reminds me, I've got a perfect movie for today's Monday remake.
You can't run. You can't hide. It's Monday.
The dead live at night, again, in Night of the Living Dead. This 1990 remake of the classic film by George A. Romero was the directorial debut from celebrated monster effects artist and discount James LaBrie impersonator Tom Savini. Or is James LaBrie a discount Tom Savini? I don't know, man. I only got $4. I need to know. When siblings Barbara and Johnny go to a remote cemetery to visit their dearly departed mother's grave, they are shocked to find that the dead might just be a bit more active than originally hoped. Poor Johnny gets all tuckered out on a concrete slab, leaving Barbara to fend for herself in an abandoned farmhouse. Whoops, not abandoned. Okay, now it's abandoned. Salvation arrives in the form of Ben, the coolest dude in the history of cinema, who teams up with the caterwauling Barbara to barricade the house and prepare to fight to make it through the night of the living dead. Last Monday, I talked about how remakes of horror movies tend to come in two types. Either they're a soulless cash grab meant to siphon off money off the success of nostalgia, or they heighten the original work by recontextualizing themes and exploring ideas for a present-day audience. Tom Savini's 1990 remake of The Night of the Living Dead occupies a space somewhere between those two options. In some ways, this remake surpasses the original, namely in performances by actors, production quality and visuals, and overall, the scares. The scares are better. The scares are better. There's a subdued quality to the music and the sound design that keeps you immersed, if not trapped. And it probably goes without saying, the special effects and makeup are exquisite. The undead in this movie look so goopy and fleshy you can practically smell them off the screen. To be fair, this is what one should expect from someone like Tom Savini. I mean, the dude's been doing zombie makeup since as early as the 1978 sequel to Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead. And that movie, But while the movie succeeds in its overall look and style, it nonetheless takes some liberties with the original story that has the unfortunate side effect of obscuring, if not hiding, the social commentary that was so present in the first film. And this is particularly odd, seeing that George A. Romero himself wrote the script. Without spoiling too much of the ending, there are some changes to this one that make you wonder whether George A. Romero forgot that racism exists. Which, like, come on, George. Obama's not gonna be president for another 18 years. Despite these changes, the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead is a prime example of how to do a remake right. It's taking classic material and modernizing it for a new audience. New for 1990. It manages to increase the chills and the thrills without losing too much of the heart of the original film. Also, look at my nasty boy here. Isn't he great? He's super gross. He's like so fat. He's gonna bite him. Oh, nasty guy. The little nasty guy. I give the Night of the Living Dead remake a 7 out of 10. A lot of improvements, but room for a lot more improvements. Unfortunately, unlike the original, the Night of the Living Dead remake is not inexplicably part of the public domain. So if you want to see this one, you're gonna have to pay a little bit of cash. You can either rent this thing on YouTube or Amazon. Say, Grandma, you got fiber? Well, I doubt that the denizens of the night are really chomping at the bit to come into a place like this, so I might as well make myself at home. Hey Alexa, play some tunes. And we're just gonna turn it off. We're just gonna turn it off.